Hello everyone. Today we will learn 6th chapter, Refraction of Light. In this chapter we will study refraction of light and its law and refractive index.
Hello everyone. Today we will study 6th chapter, Refraction of Light. And you know that light travels in a straight direction. So when a light is emitted from the source, you know the light ray travels in a straight direction. Means the ray of light travel in a straight direction. Now this light, when it falls on the surface of any object, how does it behave? To understand the behavior of light, when it falls on the surface of the object which is opaque, means not transparent. For here example we will take the mirror. So we will consider the single ray of the light to understand. So the ray of light falls on the mirror and it gets reflected from the mirror in other direction. So we will see that there is a reflection of light, and this reflection of light you have studied in the lower classes. So this ray which falls from the source is called as a incident ray, and the ray after falling on the surface of mirror, it get travel in the another direction, and that ray is called as a reflected ray. So this is incident ray and this is the reflected ray. And here this line, imaginary line which is perpendicular to the surface, is called normal. And this angle formed by the incident ray to the normal is called angle of incidence, and angle formed by the reflected ray to the normal is called angle of reflection. And this point at which the ray of light gets reflected is called as a point of incidence. This already you have studied in your low classes. Now if instead of this mirror or any non-transparent surface, if there is any transparent surface such as water, glass or plastic, then what will be the behavior of ray of light? Now suppose we consider this is the air here and this is the water. So there is a air medium and there is a water medium. Now the light ray, when it falls from the source at a point of incidence on the surface, how does it will behave? Now as we know, there is an imaginary line which is perpendicular at the point of incidence, like this. So this is the normal, this is the incident ray. Now how does the ray of light behave when it get travel from air medium to the water medium? And you will see that the ray will get change its path, means the direction of the ray will be changed. As you know, the ray should travel, the light ray always travel in a straight direction, but you will see there is a change in the direction of a ray of light when it travels from air medium to the water medium. When there is a transparent medium, it will change its path, and this change in the direction of light ray is called refraction of light. And this ray which is getting here refracted is called as a refracted ray, and it is given by R. Here it is the angle of incidence and here it will be angle of refraction. So that is the refraction of light. So you will find the refraction of light when the ray of light travel from one medium to the other medium, and that medium should be the transparent medium. So you know that to understand this refraction of light, you know that when you dig a stick into the water, from the top of the surface of water, what do you see? You see that the stick of the wooden appears to be bent. And why does it happen? Because of the refraction of light. Also you know that the portion of the pencil dipped in the water appears to be thicker than the portion of the pencil above the water. Also you know that the floor of the swimming pool appears to be coming up, and this is because of the refraction of light. When is the refraction of light possible? When the ray of light travel from one medium to the another transparent medium. So what is the refraction of light? The refraction of light is a change in the direction of light when it travels from one transparent medium to the other transparent medium. So the refraction of light, in short, you can say it is the change in the direction of light, or the ray of light bends when it travels from one medium to the other medium. So here one medium we can say it is a rarer medium, and other we can say it is a denser medium. Rarer medium which is having a less density, and denser medium is having more density. And what kind of density it is? It is an optical density. Optical density means a density which matters the traveling of ray of light through that particular medium. The density which you have studied is different. That is depend upon the volume and mass. This density is affecting the traveling of ray of light, and that is the optical density. The speed of the light gets changed, and that is why you will see there is a change in the direction of the ray of light. Because velocity of light in the air is 3 into 10 raised to 8, and velocity of the light in the water, it changes because of the denser medium. So this is the primary things that we have to understand about the refraction of light. Now we will study it more deeply. We will study behavior of the refraction of light when the ray of light travel from rarer medium to the denser medium. So here we will take an example that this is the air medium which is rarer, and there is a water medium which is denser. Now when the ray of light falls on the surface, so this is the incident ray. Now you know that it is going to get refracted. Here is the normal. Now where does this refracted ray will bend? It will bend towards the normal or away from the normal. So you have to understand that when the ray of light travel from rarer medium to the denser medium, the refracted ray gets bent towards the normal. The actual path of the ray of light, it should travel in this way. So it is bending towards normal. So you can say that the ray of light bends towards normal. So this is the behavior of ray of light when it travels from rarer medium to the denser medium. It bends toward the normal. Now when ray of light travels from water medium to air medium, it is denser, it is rarer. So when it travels from water medium to the air medium, from denser medium to the rarer medium, what will be its behavior? So here you know this is the normal which is perpendicular. So definitely the ray of light is going to bend, but where it will go away from the normal. What is the actual path? This is the actual path, but where it is going? Away from the normal. That means you can understand when the ray of light travels from denser medium to the rarer medium, it will bend away from normal. There is a third case. Whatever the medium, rare, denser, or denser to rare medium, when the light ray will travel along with the normal, this is the normal. When the incident ray will travel along with the normal, incident ray traveling along with the normal, this is the incident ray. So the refracted ray will also travel along with the normal. That means there will be no bending. So these are the three cases. Now in the first case, when the light ray travels from rare to denser, it bends toward the normal. So you can see here angle of incidence is more than the angle of refraction. In the second case, when the light ray travel from denser medium to the rarer medium, from water to air, the light ray will bend away from the normal, going away. So you can see here angle of incidence and angle of refraction. So angle of incidence will be smaller than the angle of refraction. And in the third case, you will see the angle of incidence is equal to 0, because then also angle of refraction will be equal to 0. Therefore, you can say that angle of incidence will be equal to angle of refraction in the third case. So this is how the ray of light get refracted when it travels from rare medium to denser medium, or from denser medium to the rare medium, or when it will traveling along with the normal incidence. Then we will take one example. Suppose there is a glass slab. This medium is an air medium, and this medium will be the glass medium. Air, it will be a rarer medium, and this will be the denser medium. Denser means the density will be more, glass density will be more, because the molecules are stick to each other, bounding very tightly to each other, so it will be the denser medium. Now here you will see how does the light ray behave when it travels from air to glass and glass to air. So here it will be air coming out of again. So it will be a rarer medium. Now this is the normal here, which is perpendicular to the surface. The light ray incident at a point of incidence here. You know, the light ray is traveling from rarer medium to the denser medium. Definitely what will happen? It will bend towards the normal like this. Now it will bend towards the normal and it will come to this point now. Now at this point now, this is the refracted ray in the glass. Now at this point, when this, so here is the normal, at this point, at this surface of the glass slab, what will happen? Now this is the incident ray. When it travels from glass medium to the rare medium, denser medium to the rare medium, what will happen? The light of ray will get refracted away from normal. So you can see the behavior of ray of light when it travels from rare medium to the denser medium, and from denser medium to the rare medium. So in case of rare medium to the denser medium, what happens? The incident ray is getting bent toward the normal. So here the angle of refraction, and here is the angle of incidence, and this will be I1, angle of incidence at the second point, and this will be the R1. So here you will see that angle of incidence is always greater than angle of refraction, where when the light ray travels from rare to denser medium, and here angle of incidence will be, that is I1, is smaller than angle of R1, that is angle of refraction, where when the light ray travels from denser medium to the rare medium. We will study the law of refraction. It says that incident ray and refracted ray are lying to the opposite side of normal. So you can see the incident ray is to the left and refracted ray is to the right side of normal, and incident ray, refracted ray and normal, they lie on the same plane. That is the first point of the law. And second point of the law, it says that for any given pair of medium, the ratio of sin I to sin R is always constant, where I is the angle of incidence and R is the angle of refraction. What does this law means? That we will see now here. Now suppose we will change the angle of incidence in these two conditions. Now you see there is an angle of incidence in this manner. So now if we make change in the angle of incidence, now the angle of incidence here is more. So when the angle of incidence is this is the angle of refraction, you can see. Now as the angle of incidence I have increased, definitely the angle of refraction will also increase by some slight value. If I reduce the angle of incidence, what will happen? The angle of refraction will also change. Means what will happen? Suppose we consider this is 1 and this is I2 R2. So we can say in the first condition sin I upon sine r, means the ratio of sine I to sine r will be equal to sine I1 to sine R2 will be equal to sine I2 to sine R2, which will be equal to constant. How it will be constant? Because the law says that the sine I and sine R, the ratio of sine I to the sine R remains constant when we don't change the pair of medium. That means the pair of medium should be constant. So for the given pair of the medium, the sine ratio of sine I to sine R will remain constant. Even though in the same medium, air and glass, we change the angle of incidence, we will get the change in angle of refraction. So for the different values, when we calculate, we will see that the ratio of sine I to the sine R will remain constant at any change in the angle of incidence for the given pair of medium. That is the law, and this law is also called as a Snell's law. This law is a Snell's law. So Snell's law says what? For any given pair of medium, the ratio of sine I to the sine R remain constant. So you can, for example, you can see if we take I is equal to 40 degree, then for example we will say it will be 20 degree, because you know we will take here, we have increased it, so it will be 60, so that we will say it is a 30. Now if it is reduced, if it is a 20, then it will be 10 degree. And if you find the ratio of this 40 upon 20, answer will be equal to how much? With 2 upon 1. So it will be 2 upon 1, and it will be also equal to 2 upon 1. You can see it remains constant for any change in the value of angle of incidence. So that is the Snell's law. So the value of sine I to the sine R, ratio of sine I to the sine R remains constant for the given two medium. Study refractive index, which is given by n. And we have studied that sine I to the sine R is always constant, and that constant is given by n, means it is nothing but the refractive index. Means the value of sine I upon sine R is depend upon the refractive index. So what is the refractive index? Now in the rare medium, the speed of light is fast, and in the denser medium, speed of light is slow. So rarer medium, you know the density is less, but what type of density it is? In the denser medium, density is more, means what type of density? And that density which is making a change in the speed of light, that means the speed of light is changed due to the density of that particular medium, is the optical density. Optical means light density. So this optical density is different from that the density which is we taking the volume and mass consideration. So this density will affect the speed of light when it travels from the particular medium, and this optical density is measured by the refractive index of the object. And density is more, the speed of light will be less. That means n is nothing but optical density, and optical density is measured by the refractive index. And this we can say that if the refractive index is more, the medium is denser, means the density will be more, and if the density is more, the velocity of light will be less. If the refractive index is less, then the medium is rarer, means the density will be also less, and whenever the density is less, we will see the velocity of light in that medium will be more. So we can say that the refractive index is inversely proportional to the speed of light. How to calculate the refractive index of any given medium? Now you know that the refractive index is inversely proportional to the velocity of light. Now suppose when a light ray travels from one medium, suppose this is the rare medium and this is the denser medium, so definitely the light ray will bend towards the normal, and the velocity in this case it will be v1 for the first medium, and velocity for the denser medium for second medium it will be v2. Now how to calculate of rare medium is n1 and refractive index of the denser medium is n2. Now if you want to calculate the ratio of rare denser medium to the rare medium, means if we take the ratio of refractive index of second medium to the first medium, then you will get 1 upon v2, and 1 upon V1, because you know refractive index is inversely proportional to the speed of velocity, that is n is equal to v upon, so 1 upon v. So for n1 it will be 1 upon v1, and for n2 it will be 1 upon v2. So if you calculate it, you will get v1 upon v2. So you can say that the ratio of refractive index of second medium to the first medium is equal to v1 upon v2. So this refractive index of second medium with respect to first, so refractive index of second medium with respect to first is equal to v1 upon v2. So you can write in this manner. So what does it means? It means that refractive index of second medium with respect to first is equal to v1 upon v2. So in this way you can get the refractive index of the medium with respect to the another medium by giving the velocity, the ratio of the velocity of light. If we take here now refractive index of first medium with respect to second, what you will get? You will get v2 upon v1. And if the first medium is vacuum, then the refractive index of second medium, refractive absolute index is called absolute refractive index when the first medium is given vacuum, and it is denoted or it is written by simply n. So here n will be equal to v2 upon v1 when the first medium is a vacuum. Now here we will take another example to understand this. So we will take here velocity of light in air 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, and velocity of light in glass is 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So the refractive index of glass with respect to the air, so it will be velocity of air, velocity of light in air divided by velocity of light in a glass. So velocity of air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon velocity of light in a glass is 10 raised to, so 10 raised to 8, 10 raised to 8 get cancelled, so it is 3 upon 2, which is equal to 1.5. So what we can say here, the velocity of light in glass with respect to air is more by how much time? 1.5 times. Means the refractive index of glass with respect to air is how much? It is 1.5. So 1.5 makes difference in the refractive index of glass with respect to the air.